Okay, good morning, everybody. Let's see, there's a few people in the room that have some comments for you.
Yeah, we have already, we miss you. We saved your seat. Exactly.
Yesterday, you were looking out about.
Yes, we still-
Leslie, can you hear us?
No, I was just in the career center.
Yes, the other mics are really loud, Brian, like the mics at the table, just FYI.
Okay, hot mics, you mean?
Just like I'm hearing people saying, oh yeah, saved you a seat, and it's like really loud.
No, they're talking to you. It was Anna.
Oh, okay, well, thank you. I wish I was there.
Good for you. Hi, Sam. Keith is there.
Now I got you. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. We'll go ahead and jump in and get started. So those of you guys going in, I'm gonna get some slides advanced in here. Start having you guys say who you are. So, well, we made it through January, so everybody's ready for Valentine's Day now, I suppose, right?
Of course.
Maybe not. Oh, I'm getting looks of disgust. All right, so we'll let those of you guys join remotely, introduce yourselves in the chat, and we've got the video pulled up where we can see you, and then we'll go around inside the room here and introduce ourselves, starting with the furthest away from me, Miss Jessica.
I'm Jessica Calvert. I'm with the Workforce Board.
Frank Garabano, the OSO.
Chad Spencer with Goodwill Industries of Kentucky.
Shannon Gottke, career team.
All right, good morning, John Swords, I'm with Workforce Board. Matt Bacon with Career Team.
Jake Brown with Career Team.
Ana San Cristóbal, American Workforce Navigator for South Central Workforce Board. Laura Torres, Commonwealth Porters.
All right, and I'm Brian Becker. I was Workforce Board. Let me scroll through the comments here. So we've got Heath with Community Action. We've got Charles Box. Good morning, Charles, with Career Team Corporate there. Paula Brooks with ODR. Dana Patterson with Simpson County Literacy Center. Bianca Wilson with Career Team. The fearless Leslie Whitty with the South Central Workforce Development Board. And we have Amy Thomas with Butler County Adult Ed. Jordan Hunter with Community Action. And Jordan, I think I got to meet you last week, didn't I? Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Okay, so Jordan, I think you're probably the newest face. We're all new to you, maybe. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing with Community Action.
Providing case management for refugees who've been here under 5 years.
Okay. So helping directly with Keith's program there, the employment program at Community Action. Okay, well, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Let's see, I think there's some other people. I know Janice joined, but it looks like she's had to jump away from her chair there. My slides do it. All right. Does anybody have some breaking news to share? I will be giving an update about the job fair for those that I know, like our big news. So, but any other partner organizations have some news, updates, staff changes, program updates, anything like that they want to talk about and mention here?
I do.
Go for it, Jim.
So our RISE program, which is reintegrating individuals successfully every day, it used to be a 3-week program. Well, now we changed it a little bit and incorporated soft skills into the actual program. So now it's only 2 weeks. We're still doing the $300 stipend for the 2-week program. And with completion of RISE, you are eligible for the wraparound services that we provide. So we've shortened it a little bit. Well, we didn't shorten it. Same amount of hours. We just incorporated soft skills 101 into the actual program. So you don't have to come that 2 days before you actually start the program. So it's a true 2 weeks, Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 2:30, and you get a $300 stipend.
Nice. Excellent. So Dana, you have an announcement. Do you want to just unmute and say what that one is? I see it in the chat, but make sure everybody hears it.
Yeah, we just, thank goodness, we're on the other side of COVID, hopefully. We're starting our free Tuesday night ESL classes for walk-ins, a couple of hours every Tuesday night. So just come in and wherever you are, we'll get you going. We got enough volunteers, so.
Okay, that's exciting.
Hey, Brian, this is more of a technical update, but since, I consider it breaking news. So, I wanted to let everyone know, I am I sent out an email just to make sure you all had the login information. I'm in the process of updating the process. So I wanted to let you know, we may wind up doing individual passwords. Anyway, just be on a lookout for that. And I had one other thought. It hit me last night and I wanted to share it with you guys. A lot of us have Facebook pages. And I would encourage everyone to leave a review for each other because a lot of our pages do not have reviews. They may have stars, but they don't have reviews. And that is going to build trust in our services. Make sure you leave a review like as yourself rather than your entity, because I feel like people would think that was more legit. So those are my tech things for today. But very newsworthy for sure.
Great.
Hey, Brian, it's Amy Thomas.
Hello.
Hi, Addie is actually coming to meet with me and my superintendent and the Department of Transportation, which is my brother-in-law, and Delia, who is our Hispanic population translator today at 11. So thank you for the hookup on that.
Great. No problem.
And then also, I thought it was so cool that last week I had students from 3 different countries. I had a student from China, a student from Ukraine, and a student from Guatemala. So if I can and get their permission, I'm going to try to get them back together next week for class and take their picture. I just thought that was so cool here in Butler County to have those 3 in my class all at the same time. It was pretty cool.
That is very cool. Just so you know, from recent experience, it starts with 1, doesn't it, guys? You be ready for more. It always starts with 1. So, all right. Not Juan. One. Some Southern drawl comes in. Well, we've had some folks walk into the room. If you guys want to go ahead and introduce yourselves. So we've got people that are joining virtually on the wall there, and of course, everybody here. So.
My name is Frankie Haynes, and I am here today representing Live the Proof out of Franklin, Kentucky.
I'm Alexis Morgan, and I'm here representing the health department.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm Doug Wells with Goodwill Industries of Kentucky, with the Chad, or with the CSET program, senior program.
Yeah, fantastic. All right. If you guys have any of those gray jackets to spare, you can hook us up. We're wearing matching outfits here, so. Right.
Talked about it yesterday.
Right. All right, anybody else with breaking news? All right, well, we are so thrilled to share. Who wants to take the update on this? I'm not gonna do all the work on it, but at a job fair last week, so. I mean, stuff like that. Yeah. Someone in the back.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, you'll get my mic.
Morning, everybody. My name is Jake Brown. I'm with the career team, and I work over at the Kentucky Career Center here in Bowling Green. So we did have a job fair last week for a number of the companies that you see on the screen there. Tuesday, January 24th. It was just a general job fair for anyone in our community who's looking for a job. We ended up having what, Frank, over 300?
335 actual attendees in the building.
335 attendees in the building. A number of those folks got jobs. We had one individual actually walk in and get an $80,000 job walking away. So really, really successful event. We're really proud of Tony and Renetta and the whole team that stepped up to do this. So yeah, it's an official experience, really exciting.
So Jan, are you the one asking for a copy of the flyer? You should be able to go to our Facebook page and grab it. It should be a JPEG from there, right, Leslie? Yeah. So we'll have another one next week, right? Now this. So Dana, you made the comment about, you know, it looks like COVID's finally over. I mean, I know it's kind of interesting that it did get like downgraded from a national emergency now, formally, officially, but from the turnout that we had, I could already say, like, this is what it could be when social distancing isn't an issue and when we can get safely back together. And it still seems to be a preferred format for both job seekers and companies, is to get in the room and try to play matchmaker in person. So anybody want to respond to this? I mean, I know like there was a lot of effort that went into it, but these job fair things, I mean, we had an open air job fair, probably one of the other big ones that had last been planned with probably this many companies at the table, but was at the Hot Rod Stadium in what, November of 2020?
November of 2019.
Oh, it was 2019?
Yeah.
Okay,
That was Chad's doing.
yeah,
We had fun with that.
yeah. So. Does anybody have anybody they know that they sent to this or have been working with? I'm just kind of curious. Anybody got any feedback, or did you guys help promote it? And then we were talking about helping to promote it. It certainly got promoted. And we're going to continue to need that.
Brian, there were several there from Adult Ed that I had worked with for Warren County Adult Ed that showed up for it.
Good. Great.
Shannon was even working through texting me, trying to help some of my students get jobs through texting. So she was doing double time, I guess, as usual. Thank you, Shannon.
Thank you.
And I want to brag on the group because we had so many shares of the flyer. I mean, so many shares. At one point it was like 100, close to 150 shares. I mean, you can't buy that. I mean, you can buy it, but it was incredible. So, you know, the whole concept of shares stuck, and you all were a huge part of that. And then other people followed suit. So thank you.
Let me add one other kudo for this. Of the 335 attendees, there were 24 employees there, and several of those attendees visited more than one employee, and I've got documented actually 709 face-to-face interviews, or an employer actually talked to one of these 335 folks. Again, there are some attendees talked to many, more than one employee, but I've got documented 709 actual face-to-face interviews between an employer and attendee. So that, again, that's just great. I mean, it's great. And again, from an OSO point of view, I think Jake had mentioned it. All the partner agencies in the Kentucky Career Center participated in this. We were running up and down the stairs and handing out clipboards and making sure people who signed up for a particular employer were literally hand carried to that employer, and that employer actually had a face-to-face talk with that job seeker. So again, from my point of view, is a great success.
Yeah, definitely great momentum for us as a workforce organization going into the year. And we may be able to do it by the next partner team, but I know we're working on a plan for like kind of a whole year of job fair and kind of where we're gonna be taking job fair events and things like that. So we continue to try to partner with Sky CTC to offer them. So we had to reschedule one that was gonna happen this week. So job fairs on campuses, job fairs in the different communities. And then revitalizing, you know, this Kentucky Career Center, both Kentucky Career Centers, Waco and Bowling Green locations as places to host these events. So, yeah. And then, yeah, it's, now it's all about the follow-up and making sure people get plugged in. So they certainly showed up for us. And thank you guys, everybody who promoted it. All right, so once again, yeah, like Leslie had said, I mean, if you're gonna join the partner team or you want to get somebody from your staff involved, she might be having to get private, like individual passwords to everybody, but to get that process started, go to the I'm interested on our southcentralworkforce.com/community partners page or the community partner team page, and you'll see a box that says I'm interested. Any needs to address? Anybody have a question or something want to bring to the group? Need a direction, need a navigator, anything like that? We don't typically spend much time here, but the answer is Shannon, just so you know. The answer is Shannon. You got a need. So, Live the Proof, Health Department, do you guys have any updates that you want to share or any public events people can jump in on?
Yeah, we are about to release our dates for our fish fry for fundraising at Live the Proof. It's going to be downtown on the square. And I'll have a flyer I can send out to get everybody on the same page because I don't know the dates off the top of my head, but we are looking for community partnerships for funding the supplies for that. In the past, I'm new to the board for Live the Proof, but in the past, it's been a great fundraiser for us. And currently right now we are managing the overflow of clients from Room in the Inn that are doing emergency shelter for the weather. And we've had some hits, so we are trying our best to get funding for the remainder of the winter season. So I'll send that out as well. Yes.
I don't have anything to add.
Oh, and I will say one more thing. Tammy McCory is who usually would be represented here, but he's been doing a lot of work and has opened a transitional house in Simpson County for men. So right now we're housing 6 men. And while they're there, we get them IDs, insurance, jobs, and then they are also required to do a certain amount of community service within the organization and the community. So he's doing a lot of great stuff in Simpson County right now. I can't say that I can't toot his horn enough, but we're currently working with setting up a meeting with Life Skills to help with emergency housing as well. So trying to focus on the housing right now.
Yeah, housing continues to be a huge need, right? Like,
Yeah.
I heard a story, I visited our local United yesterday, I heard a story about an older gentleman who called 211, everybody's familiar with that service, I hope, but explains he was getting evicted because his apartment got bought out and they were gonna remodel it. So, because he was given no place to go, and every place else that he calls, they want a deposit, they want all this stuff. He doesn't have the savings. He says, I pay my bills every month, I pay my rent every month, but I don't have enough to pay double that right now, just because arbitrarily I'm getting, I mean, he's arbitrarily getting booted out, right? It wasn't anything he did, so it's crazy. And I'm sure it's just gonna be, even if he was allowed back in, they're gonna jack up the rent, you know, because it's a nicer, new remodeled place, so. It's horrible to hear these kind of stories going on, but there just doesn't seem to be stability with it, so. Okay. Well, move on here. I think we're ready. Pam confirmed for me, and I see that you've joined. So Pam agreed at our last meeting to talk about the CSEP program. And so she's always promoting this program and putting a plug for it when we talk about our news or updates. So this is a program that she's going to talk about that's managed through Audubon. And so, Pam, you take it away or unmute, let me know how to advance the slides. And do we want to go ahead and start? You want to go ahead and introduce yourself and then I can show one of the highlights?
Can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear, yes.
Okay, good. Something's working anyway. Yes, go ahead and begin the slides, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
We want to go ahead and do this testimonial first.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. I have to stop sharing real quick, guys, and swap to the media player. And everybody should be able to hear this. It's gonna get real fun if you can't, but we tested this out right before the meeting. Up first.
Hi there, my name is Kevin. I work here at the Kentucky Veterans Brigade, and CSAP has really helped me out in ways that we moved back here from Florida to help my mother after she had a stroke, and I didn't even know anything about this program. I'd been volunteering here for a year before Tom Bridges told me about it. It's really helped me out a lot. I mean, because I had no income, was depending on my sisters to pay my way, and ended up this program afforded me a car, and now I can pay my own bills, my insurance, phone bills, and all that stuff, and it's just really helped me out tremendously. Thank you a lot.
Right. Did everybody hear that okay virtually? Might have been a little low on your volume, so you may have to adjust. Okay. Back into the slideshow. Okay. All right, Pam, go ahead.
So I'm really just going to read what the PowerPoint says. This is the information that I really, if you haven't learned about this program and don't know very much about it, these are aspects of the program that I really want to get across to you today. You probably might know a little bit about it, but I think that there is something new that you might learn. So I'm just going to proceed, and I'm sorry it's a little bit lengthy. CSAP is an employment and training program which encourages and extends self-sufficiency by supplementing income while providing employment training, increased marketability, opportunities, and transition into unsubsidized employment for men and women ages 55 and over. To participate, an individual must fall within annually established federal guidelines. CSAP is a federally funded and monitored by the U.S. Department of Labor through the Older Americans Act Title V program. Program services are administered and provided by DOL, Kentucky Department of Aging, and independent living and grantee organizations like Audubon Area Community Services. The overall goal of our program is to help participants build skills that improve their ability to find employment. This is achieved by providing a combination of useful part-time community service training assignments, which is working 20 hours a week minimum at local 501c3 organizations, nonprofits, government organizations, anything along that realm. And traditional learning like CBLs and classes, while promoting transition to unsubsidized employment. We are in 3 regions, which are listed here. In this area, it would be Butler, Edmondson, Hart, and Warren. Eligibility criteria is that they are 55 and older, currently unemployed, be 125% of the poverty federal guidelines, and they must be seeking employment or at least have that desire to find employment and work. So I kind of just want to roll you through the process. They call or they get a hold of me somehow to inquire about the program. We complete a basic inquiry form. And if from that we deduce that they are eligible for the program, we schedule a time to complete all the paperwork, which takes about 2 hours. We meet, complete all the necessary paperwork, have a brief orientation about the program and the handbook. At this time, the participant is also asked to complete an initial assessment. And in this assessment, there's a lot of questions and we talk about those, and they include things like their employment history, future employment interest, what kind of work they've enjoyed in the past, what they don't like to do, barriers they may have encountered that can be physical or mental or transportation, daycare. I have a lot of people in this program that are raising great-grandchildren even. So they're still dealing with those types of barriers. We also discuss any barriers they may have encountered while seeking employment. And most of them do feel like age discrimination is definitely one of their biggest struggles. They also often struggle with computer usage, which we all know is how you fill out applications nowadays. We also discuss their hours of availability, how long it's been since they were last employed, excuse me, and what they hope to gain from the CSEP program, such as increased income, socialization, training in new areas, improving their computer skills, or something else. While all of those questions are very helpful because that helps me to know them better, and that helps when it comes to time to know where we're going to place them. And so while we're waiting on the paperwork to be approved, which generally takes anywhere from 2 days up to a week, the job placement specialist, which is what I am, and the participant decide where we are going to place them to work their 20 hours a week. We schedule an interview with that host agency supervisor, go meet with them and talk about job expectations, what the job tasks would be, and just make sure that that person would be a good fit. The host agency is what we call the 501c3 organization the participant will be working at each week to complete the required 20 hours. Once the participant's paperwork is approved, the participant begins working at their agreed upon host agency. Initially, when a participant starts working in the program, we like to give them the opportunity to do just that. Get back into the flow of getting up every day, going to work, learning their new job. As many of our participants have not worked in several years, and slow and steady wins the race. And I never push people to be in a hurry. We're not in a rush unless they want to be in a rush. And sometimes that does happen. And when that's the case, we hurry things along a little faster. However, during the first 6 months, we do have the participant working to achieve what we refer to as skill sets. All CSEP participants ideally will complete a personal effectiveness skill set in addition to whatever specific skill sets go along with the job that they're currently working through the CSEP program. And some example of the specific skill sets include kitchen helper, customer service, receptionist, groundskeeper, retail, teacher assistant, warehouse, kennel attendant. And these are the forms on the next slide that we actually send, and you can see what we have listed that they're trying to achieve. And when their supervisor feels they have met those goals, they sign off on this form and send it back to me. And then that's the personal effectiveness skills. So you see what we're looking for there. And then if you go to the next frame, this one would be for customer service skills. And then the next one. And like this is the receptionist skills. So that just gives you an idea of what they're hoping to achieve and learn while they're working at their host agency. Once they have, I'm sorry, did somebody say something?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Once their supervisor signs off on their paperwork, they we create a skill certificate for them. And if you'll go to the next frame, please. This is what the certificates look like, and we put them on really nice linen, like resume paper. They're very nice. They really mean a lot to our participants. Some of them have never received any type of certificate in their life. And it really means a lot to them that they worked hard and they earned this. And we find it to be a very helpful aspect of the program that I don't think many people are aware of that we have implemented. You can go to the next frame, please. So at the 6-month mark, the participant and the JPS create an individual employment plan, which is an IEP, and that's based off that initial assessment that they completed at the first meeting. And the IEP focuses the participant on tackling areas they've referred to in the initial assessment that they feel they need more help with or knowledge of, such as basic computer, communication skills, interviewing skills, typing, GED prep if they don't have their GED and want to work on that, job searching and networking, and et cetera. Most of our participants really struggle with knowing how to job search nowadays and filling out applications, and just the whole computer aspect of that is a real struggle for them. You can go to the next frame, please. The durational limit for this program is 48 months. We generally shoot for half of that, but even that is totally flexible depending upon the individual participant. If a CSEP participant is nearing their durational limit and wish to continue working, they can request for an additional year extension, but they have to meet the qualifying factors of being considered medically frail or severely disabled as directed from their doctor. Since I've worked here, we've done 3 extensions, which is awesome. I love that people want to keep working. So this is just a general overview of how the CSEP program is generally executed. Everyone is different, and we certainly work with everyone on an individual basis, depending upon their needs. In addition, the JPS also assists the participant with creating a resume, a Gmail account, which is for job seeking purposes only, an Indeed account, and then helps the participant with job seeking and completing applications, and teaching them how so that they can move forward on their own doing that as well. Some of the CSEP's most current participants have recently began working in unsubsidized employment at the following locations: Hart County Animal Control, Caverna High School, Edmondson County Head Start, Morgantown Mission, Ohio County Tourism, and Dana Incorporated, just to name a few. CSEP's most outstanding participant is named Mary Jo, and she started the program in 2015 at 76. Upon reaching her durational limit, Mary Jo was not ready to quit working, and because she met the qualifications for being frail, she was granted a 1-year extension and was able to continue working in the program for another year. On top of that extension, she was granted another year due to COVID, as were all of our CSEP participants through that nightmare. Mary Jo was officially hired by the Hart County Detention Center at the age of 83, and she is still employed there and actually just got a raise. So she is just fabulous, and she is definitely our star. And that's all I really have. I didn't talk a lot about the host agency aspect, but I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have regarding becoming a host agency and what that would look like. And then I think we have one more testimony.
Yeah, one more video that actually lets a host agency person share along with the participants. So give me a moment, I'll pull that one up.
My name is Rob. name's Robin, and I run a nonprofit here in Bowling Green, and I use the CSEP program. It is a wonderful program. The people that they send me are just a blessing. They work hard. Without them, I couldn't run. Without this program, I couldn't say anything better. I mean, it's just wonderful. And this is Joyce. She's been with me for a while now, and she always shows up. She always calls. They work so great. So Joyce.
Hello, my name is Joyce Brown. I've been with CSAP for a minute. And Robert, like she said, she was a very sweet person, and she don't mind helping nobody. She's a real Christian person, and it'll help me a lot. Feel good about myself, and she's awesome, you know. And the program is really nice to be in. Thank you.
There you have it. Leslie, that sounds like a video that we could put out on social media that we talked about last month, right? Both of them.
Yeah, both of them were really good. That last one, I don't know, that last one just got me. So awesome job.
So yeah, Pam, we'll take questions you guys have about, wanting to get involved. So just to clarify, you said it a few times, but it is only through Audubon. It's only through 501c3 nonprofit organizations then?
And I'll put this in the chat, but Pam, is there a way, and whatever is easiest for you, I would really like to get like either a PDF version of what you shared with us or a PowerPoint version, whatever's easiest, because that is extremely helpful information. And you come across people, and that would be a great resource just to be able to pull up.
Yeah, I'd be happy to send that to you. And I thank all of you for your time today.
Any other questions from anybody virtually or in the room?
Okay, and this, my apologies if I missed it, but I just want to make sure that what I'm thinking is correct. So for 501c3 organizations, is the salary paid through the CSEP program?
Yes, we pay their salary, and we provide workman's comp as well, just in case somebody were to get injured. So basically, it's like handing the organization a free part-time employee from their perspective, because they don't pay for anything. So it's a huge win-win. And like you saw in that testimony, the majority of our participants are just fantastic, and we're blessed to have them in the program. I can't say enough about this program. I really love it, and it helps a lot of people.
Absolutely. So do you have those testimonials like on your social media?
I got those just yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it was such a fun thing to do. None of us were comfortable with it, but we did it, and ended up having a lot of laughs over it. So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Well, you did a great job with it, but yeah, I would say post those, and we will definitely share. I mean, that I feel like, again, part of what makes this group awesome is that, we learn and we can help others become more aware of what our partners are doing and providing.
Absolutely. I try and share everything I come across that I feel like, the community needs to know about and could benefit from. Absolutely.
So Pam, I know I asked you this after you agreed to participate. There's some email communication, but would you say at this point, and maybe things have changed, but this is kind of for the benefit of the group. Would you say that you have more people ready for placement and you need more employers, or do you have more host sites ready and you need more clients and customers to come into the program?
I always need host agencies. I have a list, but just because they're on the list doesn't mean they always have a need for people. So sometimes those are just hanging out in the background and they're not even really useful. So I'm always trying to find and utilize new host agencies. And the more we have, the more opportunity that gives our participants to learn totally different skill sets with. So,
Do you think it would be possible that somebody could, I'm thinking of like an after-school program or like I know our local housing authority here in Bowling Green runs an after-school program. Would there be an opportunity that somebody could be kind of an after-school attendant or something like that? If they lived at the housing authority, it would be sort of a no transportation issue thing, a way for them to have some income and assist the program. Would that maybe work out?
I've actually had people work at the housing authority in the office in the past. You know, anything, the problem with the daycare after school is it is a requirement that they do 20 hours a week. And that tends to only be like maybe 2 hours a day. So we would need to fill the rest of those hours somehow.
Okay.
Not opposed to the idea, they have to do 20 hours a week.
Yeah. Heath and Anna, I was thinking of like maybe some senior, refugee clients. I didn't know if you guys have participated, Heath, in the past with this program or similar ones. We've come across a population recently, and they're not seniors, I don't think, that want to work only part-time. But I'm just wondering if there might be some neat plugins that, something in their residence or neighborhood or something like that. You guys have experience, Heath?
Yes and no. I'll tell you, the struggle on my side has been being able to find a host that can work with varying levels of English. So that was kind of what I was thinking this whole time is just to kind of keep your eyes open for those types of situations and being able to gauge from a host, what their capacity would be.
Good one. You guys want to share about what your CSEP program looks like? What's anything different from what Pam shared? And you may need a little microphone stick so that everybody can hear you.
Yes, Pam gave a good overview. Basically, we do the same, except they have the state contract, we have the federal contract. We're in 54 counties in Kentucky. In this area, I have Logan, Simpson, and Warren, and Kim Cullington, my coworker. She has Allen, Barron, Martin, Metcalf, and Monroe. So again, Pam gave a great overview of the program. I always tell people my senior adults will outwork anybody. So it gives them extra income. And when I say extra income, it helps them with their living bills. It's not like they have credit card bills, but like you discussed earlier, a lot of them rent. Their rent has been up, so this subsidizes their income. We rotate every 9 to 12 months, and the reason that there's only 48 months in our program, we don't have the waiver program. They did give a waiver during the pandemic. Everybody got an extra year because of COVID. But again, hopefully they'll find employment, and we have an incentive. They do find employment. They get a HP Chromebook brand new.
Wow.
Great. Again, Pam's done an excellent job. Program.
Yeah.
Is that Doug?
Yeah.
I can't see the picture. Hi, Doug. Thank you.
All right. Great job, Pam. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I have to tell you that we had a CSEP person started our KCC Bowling Green just Wednesday of this week.
Yes.
Doing a great job.
Good. So he missed the job fair pandemonium.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. All right. Well, we're wrapping up then. Anybody want to be a presenter for next month? And it's a lot, and I know Pam was brave to step forward because we started letting people present. It was sort of maybe like a panel style, so each person could get maybe 10 or 15 minutes. So we've had a few people like with Pam to do kind of the longer form, and I know that's a lot to put on one person. So if anybody's like, I'll do it as long as I got somebody else to do it with, then we could try to figure out a theme or how to do that together. But if anybody wants to nominate somebody now, they can, or else just, send me, Frank, even Leslie, an email. We can revisit. We do keep it to employment services agencies and programs and that sort of thing. So, again, I know, we've had both rehab, apply or present recently. It's been a while since we've talked about, maybe New Americans or, reentry. I know, like I said, we had veterans recently as well. So just want to make people aware of the services, especially if there's been any new territory carved out, any new programs or possibilities that are going on to make everybody aware of, because this is all sitting in our heads a lot of times, right? Like it's just as good as what's in between our ears, and it's hard to get the word out about these things. So we want to definitely, Shannon can't do it all. She's doing a lot, but we can all play connector and navigators, and it's a big 10-county area. So some programs are limited by who they can serve. One thing I wanted to ask Pam and Doug, how do you guys get out to the different communities to let people know? I know, Pam, you mentioned people can contact you, but what does it look like as far as maybe getting out at actual recruitment opportunities? How has that sort of been?
I'm out there pounding the pavement a lot. I
Yeah.
travel a lot and I walk a lot and just go into different places and ask them to hang up my flyers. And I try to work with the food boxes that go out to the seniors. I make sure they have stacks of my flyers and ask them to put them in the food boxes. And that's an ongoing struggle. I'm always trying to get the word out because there's still so many people that I'm missing. And I know that there are people out there that would love to know about this program. And it's a daily challenge to get that information to them.
Sure.
So if anybody has any suggestions, would love to hear them.
Brian, I want to, and you all tell me if this fits, because, Brian just mentioned, hey, here is what we focus on for presenters. But I would be willing to, if there's enough interest, I would be willing to do sort of a best practices for social media or marketing, something like that. I know that that's not really a program. So if it doesn't fit, it's not going to hurt my feelings. But I feel like this group, we're here to help each other. And that's a skill set that I would love to share some of the things with you if there's interest. And if it doesn't go with like the focus of the group, that I completely understand, but I wanted to throw it out there. And by the way, that day is my happy birthday.
Nice. So you're telling us you want to have, you're telling us you'll present on March 2nd.
Do what?
Are you telling us you can present on March 2nd?
I mean, and I'm just asking, and I want you all to tell me, is there interest in that? If there's another program, then
Go for it, Leslie.
Yeah.
I vote yes. Yes.
I vote yes.
Me too. Shannon too.
Yes.
okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
People are already writing checks in this room, Leslie, so I'd say, yeah, they're ready for it.
Okay, all right.
No.
So what better way to spend my happy birthday than speaking with a wonderful group of people. And I will be turning 54, so I'm almost ready for Pam's program.
I got
I'm really close. I'm really close.
Doug, you were going to say something about how your recruitment tactics work.
Yes, we get a lot of referrals from Kaz office. Also, we get referrals from community partners, from host agencies, and from participants. We do advertise in local newspapers too. So
Okay.
just word them out. We're always looking for participants and we'll do host agents.
Great. All right.
We've done advertising in newspapers as well. I've even done a couple radio shows. And those are just always awesome opportunities that come along occasionally. But yeah, but there's still huge gaps that we're missing.
Hey Pam, there's also a way, what I've done last year and this year, I've picked 3 months. And I have a commercial that goes on our radio show every morning, and it works really, really well. A lot of people have come to me saying, oh, I heard it on WLBQ this morning when I was listening to the radio show. So it's only $100 a month. I know that does, I mean, that sounds like a lot, but really when you have a commercial that's being played every day, you know, for networking purposes, if you have a networking financial grant there or something, it really does help. And in the commercial, it's kind of cool because it does state that I'm the access point for South Central Workforce Development. So I threw that in there too. So just an idea, just a thought.
I will definitely look into that. Thank you.
And
I have the contact information. Actually, the guy that owns it's one of my dear friends, so I can give you his cell number.
That would be terrific. Thank you.
And Pam, you've asked me before if you'd like to have some space at the Career Center or either of the Career Centers. You're more than welcome to come down to set up something and advertise. We can advertise it, and those folks who have the qualifications, who meet the age requirements that come into the Career Centers, you're more than happy, welcome to talk with them.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I actually had a gentleman call the other day and he had gotten a flyer from the Career Center. So thank you for any help. I really appreciate being able to have them available.
As you're a flyer, it's advertised on our TVs.
Thank you.
Right. Great job. Great meeting, everybody. Until next time, be safe. Be safe on the slick roads or sidewalks, or we're allowed to be an hour behind today in some counties, right? So, yeah. All right. Have a great week, everybody. Thanks so much.